Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual Agent Academy. My name is Victor, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So before we get started, I'm going to hand it over to some new speakers today. With me, I've got my colleague in the Conversational Interfaces Product Management team, Samyuktha Reddy, and she'll be talking about all our resources and community and today's topic. Sam, take it away.
Thank you, Victor. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For the folks who have joined from different time zones, welcome to today's Academy session. Before going to the main topic, I quickly like to talk some of the useful resources. Please do visit our community, which is Virtual Agent and NLU. You will find it in our ServiceNow community. We do have added our agent chat and AWA new section. There's a lot of content and FAQs has been posted. Please take a look. Any questions, any comments, any ideas, please feel free to post it in our communities. Our team will try to respond. We do our Academy sessions bi-weekly. Please do look at our Academy calendar to find what's coming up and any previous recordings on the topics. Whoever is watching this YouTube video, please do click on like and subscribe and to follow us. So today's topic is assign work in real time based on agent shift schedule. So myself, Samyuktha Reddy, and I'm a product manager working in conversational interface. And today I have Prithvi Yoganand, who's a director in customer service management. Our agenda: an overview about shift-based assignment, a nice demo, followed by a Q&A sessions. If anybody have any questions in between, please feel free to post it in our Q&A section. We will try to respond. If any questions are not answered, we will definitely take at the very end. And before handing over to Prithvi, I would quickly want to shout out regarding our workforce optimization overview session, which we have posted in our YouTube channel. So please do take a look at this. It's a prerequisite to use shift-based assignment. You do need WFO to configure with AWA. I'll be attaching this video link as well for this YouTube video. You can also search with the title Workforce Optimization Overview. And the licensing and plugins that you need for shift-based assignment capability. So you need licensing, either CSM or ITSM enterprise license, and the plugins that you need: advanced work assignment, agent workspace, and workforce optimization for customer service or workforce optimization for ITSM. With that said, I'm going to hand over to Prithvi. Over to you, Prithvi.
Hello, Prithvi Yoganand, Director of Product Management at ServiceNow, and I am responsible for the omnichannel aspects of our customer workflow suite of products. And today, as Sam mentioned, we will be talking about shift-based assignment, which is a sub-feature under advanced work assignment. Advanced work assignment is one of the topics that I'm most excited about. This product was introduced a couple of years back, and this has been an area of continuous investment for us. And it is one of the most sophisticated routing engines available today. To learn more about the basics of advanced work assignment and how you could get started with this, I would highly encourage you to look at some of our previous webinars on this topic. And while we are talking about this area, we will also briefly touch upon workforce optimization. So I would also encourage you to look at some of the links that Sam has posted on our community. So with that, let's get rolling. This is how advanced work assignment works today. You have different types of work items within your organization. Some of them are real-time conversations like chat. Some are tasks or issues like cases, and there could be other requests which are all waiting to be assigned. Then you have a set of queues which acts as a holding tank and throttle work to your agents. On the other end, you have the agents who have some work in their bucket, and they also have some spare capacity to take up more work. So what AWA does is it looks at these work items and routes them into the right queue based on any condition that you may define. Now, once they're in the queue, AWA assigns them out to the agents based on their availability, capacity, and skills. And under scenarios where you have work items waiting in the queue for the long period of time and you want to quickly get an agent to the work item, we also have overflow. We also have agent affinity, which looks at the context of the work and uses that to prioritize one or other agents over other set of agents. So this is what advanced work assignment does today. What if we could make it more intelligent? What if we could look at the agent's shift information and use that in the routing decision making? Let's take an example here. Here's a customer, George. George has signed up for a streaming service and has been facing some issue with the streaming service. He is based out of UK and it is 1 p.m. in UK at this point. Now, given this type of issue, we know that there are 4 agents across the globe who are best suited to handle this kind of issue. We have Agent Bob, who is based out of East Coast of US. It is 8 a.m. there, and he has about 8 hours left in his shift. We have Agent Beth, who is based out of Spain. It is 2 p.m. there, and she has about 3 hours left. We have Agent John. He is based out of India. It is 5:30 there. He just has 30 minutes left in the shift. And we have Agent Lisa. It is 8 p.m. in China. She is done for the day. She is not in shift at this point of time. So given this case, who could be the best agent to take up this? Now, obviously, this is not going to be Lisa because she is done for the day. She has signed off and gone back home. And this is something that we support even today. Advanced work assignment looks at agent's availability. And if the agent is not even available, AWA will not consider that agent for making assignment decision. So that leaves us with these 3 agents. Agent John might still not be best suited for taking up this work because he just has 30 minutes left. If you still go ahead and assign this to John, chances are that John may have to hand it over to another agent, which results in ping-ponging, which ultimately leads to bad customer experience. So for that reason, let's omit John for the assignment. That leaves us with Bob and Beth, who could be best suited to take up this work. Now, that again could depend on the type of work itself. If this is a P1 issue, which requires a longer amount of time to work on, you may want to prioritize Agent Bob. Whereas if it is a small one and done issue, you may want to prioritize Agent Beth because this could be best use of her time. So depending upon the work, you may want to assign it to the agent who has most time left in shift or the agent who has the least time left in shift. So let's talk about what and why. You would like to do this because businesses are always looking for ways to improve customer satisfaction, while at the same time, they also want to optimize on agents' utilization. When you look at agents' shift information and use that in your assignment decision making, you are essentially matching demand with supply, demand being the work and supply being the agent's time. And when you try to do that, you are improving agent efficiency and you are improving agent utilization. Now, because you are taking shift information into consideration, it also results in lesser handoffs and transfers, which ultimately leads to better customer satisfaction and customer experience. So with shift-based assignment, what we attempt to do is we want to align work with the agent's calendar based on time required to complete the work and time left in agent's shift. So let's talk about some of the key levers that you have at your disposal for making these decisions. The first lever that you have is time required. This is the minimum amount of time that an agent would require to be even considered for assignment. If the agent doesn't have at least this much amount of time left in his or her shift, he should not even be considered. The second lever is continuous time slot. Now, using the first lever, you have placed a demand for X duration of time, let's say 2 hours of time. Should that time be in a continuous time slot or not? Let's take an example here. Let's say you have a P1 issue and you know that it requires 4 hours of dedicated time commitment. And you have 2 agents here. You have agent Bob, who has 4 hours, but then his 4 hours are spread across the day. He has 2 hours of work time, 2 hours of doctor's appointment, 2 hours of training, and again 2 hours of work time, which means he has 4 hours, but then it's across the entire day. Whereas Agent John has 4 hours in one single time slot. So you may want to prioritize John over Bob. And the final lever that you have at your disposal is sort by, where you may want to prioritize agent with most time left in the shift or least time left in the shift. Now, how do these levers fall under different categories for decision making? AWA looks at 2 key buckets for decision making. Number 1 is the filter criteria. Number 2 is the sorting order. Now, time required and continuous time slot falls under the filtering criteria. If the agent doesn't even have the amount of time that you're demanding for, he or she should not be considered. Whereas sorting the agent time is part of the sorting order. Now, from an implementation perspective, what you will see is on the assignment rule, you will see a new section called shift handling, in addition to the sections that you already have. This is where all of your key levers are, and we'll talk about it more in detail in a few minutes. So with that, let's get into the demo. The cast of characters that you'll see in demo are, it all starts with the customer. We have our customer, George. We have our contact center with 4 agents, Beth, John, Lisa, and Ned. We have our supervisor who's managing his agents and managing the shift schedule. And we have admin, Bob, who is tuning the levers, who is turning the screws on AWA to make the assignment decisions. So let's go to these screens now. Here is the administrator. And what you're looking at here is the assignment rule. Like I mentioned, in addition to rejection handling and skill handling that you're already aware of, with shift-based assignment, you will see a new tab called shift handling. And the first thing that you would do is check this checkbox for enabling shift-based handling. That gives you access to the first lever, which is agent criteria. Do you want to prioritize your agents based on least time left in shift or most time left in shift? So at this point, we have configured it for least time. Now let's go to the manager's view. Now here's a manager who is on the manager workspace on the schedule management module there. And what he sees is he has 4 agents who are in shift. Agent Beth has been in shift for a while. Her shift is ending in a few minutes. Agent John has put in few hours. He's coming in break in a few minutes. Lisa has a few hours left, and Agent Ned has just started his shift. And that is what we see in our contact center also. So we have 4 agents. All 4 agents are currently available to take up work. Now, going back to the manager, if we log a case at this point of time, and because the assignment engine is configured to assign the work to the agent with least amount of time left in the shift, we would expect the assignment engine to assign that work to Beth. So let's see what happens. Let's go to the customer's view. Here's our customer, George. He is on the customer service portal, and he's going to report an issue. I'm going to select my product as Platinum Streaming Package, and streaming doesn't work. And I'll submit the case. Now let's go back to the agent's view. And what we see is just as we expected. The case was routed to our first agent because she had the least time left in shift. So what you saw was a customer logged a case. The system was configured to route the case to the agent with least time left in shift. Agent 1 happened to be such an agent, and the case was routed to agent 1. Now let's make some tweaks. Let's go back to the administrator UI and configure the routing engine to assign it to the agent with most time left in shift. I'm going to save this rule. Now going back to the manager's UI, based on the current configuration, we should expect a new case to be assigned to Ned because Ned has the most time left in shift. So let's go back to the customer. And as a customer, I will log one more case. And I'm going to say streaming doesn't work again. Now let's go back to our agents and see where does the case land. And just as we expected, the case was assigned to agent 4. Again, what you saw here was a customer case was logged because the system was configured to assign the case to the agent with most time left in shift. It was assigned to agent 4. Now with that, let's go ahead and add some more complexities to this use case. Let's go back to the administrator's UI. And now we will use additional levers. So all this while we were using simplistic assignment capabilities. And now let's go ahead and add some time constraints. How much time constraint do I want to add? Going back to the manager's view, let's say that we want to look for an agent who has at least 1 hour left in shift. Now, with that condition, we will obviously eliminate agent 1, and it will be a race between agent 2, 3, and 4. If I configure the assignment engine to assign it to the agent with least time left in shift, I would expect the work item to be assigned to agent 2. So let's see what happens. So I'll go back to the administrator's UI. I'm going to configure the assignment engine to assign it to the agent with least time left in shift, and I'll ask for at least 1 hour of agent's time. Let's go back to the customer's view and log another case. Again, I'm going to choose the same product, and I'm going to say streaming doesn't work again and again. I'll submit this, and then let's go back to the agent's view and see what happens there. And just as we expected, the case was assigned to agent 2. So what you saw here was a case was created by the customer. We were looking for an agent who has at least 1 hour left in shift, with the prioritization being we want to assign it to the agent who has least amount of time left. Agent 2 happened to be such an agent, and that is why this case was assigned to agent 2. Let's introduce some more complexity now. Let's go back to the admin's view. And now I'm going to say I need an agent who has at least 1 hour left in shift, but that 1 hour needs to be in a continuous time slot. And I'm going to save this. And with that, let's go back to the manager's view and see who should we expect this case to go to. Now, though agent 2, 3, and 4 have at least 1 hour left in shift, agent 2 doesn't have that time in a continuous time slot, whereas agent 3 and 4 do have that in a continuous time slot. And because I'm asking the assignment engine to assign it to the agent with least time left in shift, I would expect this case to go to Lisa. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go back to the customer's view, and I will log another case now. And I'm going to say streaming still doesn't work. Let's go back to the agents. And just as we expected, the case was assigned to agent 3. Again, what you saw here was a customer case was logged. We were looking for an agent who has at least 1 hour left in shift in a continuous time slot. but then we want to prioritize the agent who has least amount of time left in shift. Agent 3 was such an agent, and that is why agent 3 was selected. So that concludes my demo. What you're seeing here is a very powerful capability. And like Sam mentioned, this capability is available only with our enterprise queue. So I would highly encourage you to have a conversation with your account team and learn more about our enterprise queue and how to leverage this feature to improve your customer experience and also your agent utilization. With that, I'll pause there and we'll see if we have any questions that we could answer.
Thanks, Prithvi. Yeah, like what he said, if you have any questions, please post them in the Q&A. Like I said, it's a very powerful feature. And just to bring this full circle, so advanced work assignment, or what we call AWA, once it's routed to an agent, that's how you can start agent chat. Yes, Prithvi?
Correct. Advanced work assignment is a marquee routing engine. Anything that you would like to route on ServiceNow would go through advanced work assignment.
Awesome. Question from Ernie. Does this also take into consideration workload? So if they configured most time left in shift, will it distribute based on some sort of rotation, or just keep assigning them to the agent with the most time?
Great question. So this takes into consideration all the current constraints that AWS has in place. So it will look at agents' capacity, availability, skills, all those criteria. So if the agent has capacity for 5 cases and he's already working on 5 cases, AWS will not consider such an agent for assignment.
All right. If there are no other questions, I guess we can wrap it up early. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Oh, before you leave, we do have some poll questions. Nabil, I don't know if we have the poll questions loaded up yet. There we go. We would love to get your thoughts on what you saw today, as well as your usage of advanced work assignment or agent chat. So please fill out the poll. And then another question just came in. Ron has asked, what happens when there is a case that comes in at the end of everyone's shifts?
If no agents are eligible to take up this piece of work, the work item remains in the queue. It remains in the queue till an agent is available and is eligible to take up work.
Cool.
And to add one more point, in that case, you can also add your assignment rules to assign to a global group of agents in advanced work assignment.
Awesome. Yeah, we understand part of the reason why for this today's academy, we understand that advanced work assignment is the first word is advanced, so not everyone has fully utilized it, but like Prithvi and Sam says, super powerful stuff. We want to help your agents not be overwhelmed. Okay, those are all the questions in the chat. I don't see any question in the Q&A. So yeah, the poll questions, let's see here. Do we want to end the poll or let's see the results? The poll questions are, when do you plan to uptake Agent Workspace for your fulfiller persona? It seems like most of you don't have any plans, but some of you probably hope for the end of the year. That's promising. Do you have agents working different shifts globally? Yes, we do. Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry. A lot of our larger customers say yes to that question. So none. Okay. And then what method are you following? None. And then Tom Brady is 44. When will he finally hang up his cleats? No more than 2 seasons. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe he'll do a reunion tour with the Patriots. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Just a quick announcement. On September 7th, we will be taking a break. So the next bi-weekly Tuesday, we will not have a VA Academy. It's been canceled. But then the following bi-weekly Tuesday, September 21st, we will have a Virtual Agent Academy. We're gonna have a guest speaker from someone who will teach us how to build better conversations and design better conversations.
Hi, Victor. As we have 3 more minutes, there are 2 more questions.
Sure.
Question from Nisarg, will this work in HR Workspace?
Not at this point of time. Workforce optimization is currently available only for ITSM and CSM. Advanced work assignment is a high volume, high performance, real-time routing engine. For it to consider shift and information, for it to take shift information into consideration while making assignment decisions, all of that information needs to be on ServiceNow platform. Workforce optimization is not currently available for HR Workspace.
One more question, Prithvi. Rome is bringing a wrap-up feature. Will it work well with this?
It will. The way wrap-up feature works is it determines for how long would the interaction continue to take up agent's capacity. So as long as agent's capacity is taken, AWA will take that into consideration and will not assign new work. So this will work well with wrap-up too.
Thank you, Prithvi. Oh, there's one more question, sorry. Is workforce optimization on the HR roadmap?
I'm not sure about that. That might be a question for the HR product manager.
Yeah, HR has a community forum as well, or of course you can reach out to your account team and they can maybe reach out to an HR product manager to inform you there. Okay, if there are no other questions, we'll wrap up a couple minutes early. Again, thank you everyone for joining today, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you, everyone.